welcome back to the channel. It's me. I haven't got the proper headset yet, so I'm just gonna just run you through the functions of the dishwasher, which was quickly. So I've got this over here. So hopefully this will come out alright. So this is this is the Lamona dishwasher. Actually, maybe it could do with being a bit closer. This is the Lamona dishwasher. So I was just going to talk you through the functions of the dishwasher. So basically, you can't see it now, but I'll pull it out in a minute. It's plumbed into the cold water supply at pressure. It has a solenoid inlet, so that is plugged into the bottom of the dishwasher, and then it's got a waste tube that goes out, and then see that tube there that goes into the drain. So what happens is, and you see down there the cap in the middle. Then that is full of salt, which is the water softener. Don't really know how that works, to be honest. So when you turn the dish, the soap, you put the tablets here, and this is the rinse aid. Sorry, this is the tablets here, and this is the rinse aid. So when you turn the dishwasher on, so you put your tablet in here. So the most basic function is the dirtiest pots and pans, especially on the bottom. This is your plate rack. This is your plate rack. These are the plate racks. There's the cutlery holder. Well, this is the top basket, and these are mini plate racks, I guess. There was some more. There was some more of these, like small cup holders. I took them out, and then there's the drawer rails. This little thing on the end clip stops that pulling out. If you want to take this off for any reason, you take those clips out and then it pulls out. So, see. See, that comes out. The inside of it is stainless steel. That's obvious because it's constantly in a dry. It's a constant wet drying, isn't it? So if you had mild steel, it would just go rusty, and even a paint job would be crap, wouldn't it? So it's stainless steel on the inside. So when you've loaded up your plates, the water comes in, and it goes through the salts to soften it, and then the bottom part of it is like a sump, it says, including that little sort of rectangular filter thing. That I think that underneath that all fills with water, so the whole thing is filled with water. Although it doesn't look like it's that big, the depth of it is about 2 or 3 centimeters of water in there. So that's quite a lot, and it's enough for what the dishwasher wants. Then, once the cold water is in the sump, then the heater element under there, that turns on, so that heats the water up. Then this opens automatically, releases the soap into the middle, and that dissolves into the hot water. So then you've got your dish load underneath of, you've got your dish, you've got a sump full of hot soapy water at the bottom. So, as I understand it, I'm going to take this out for a second. Right, so the next part is the pump under there starts pumping the water into this, and then it goes into this rotor, which will spin like that because the water is under pressure into this sprinkler. It's got 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's booked up as well. Blimey. I can tell you why. From time to time you need to check these nozzles, because that's supposed to be like that one. The nozzles are blocked out. I don't know if it goes that way. I'm not sure if it goes clockwise or anti-clockwise. It probably goes. Doesn't matter anyway. But the water comes out the hole, and it's like a reaction in the hydraulics. The water goes one way, and that exerts. So the water's going one way, that exerts a reaction, and the reaction from the water coming out, spraying out, pushes this round. So that's constantly going. So that rotor doesn't need a motor. It's just going around on its own from the water pressure. The water pressure and the laws of reaction make that go round. And then the top one, so it says in the book, I think like 60% of the water goes to the bottom. I think it might be based on the size of the tubes, isn't it? Because if it's like it's in series, that just naturally means that the water can escape from two points, like the hub of that and the top rotor. That one's that's bad. That's blocked up as well, so that needs sorting out. Not very good. I think. Well, I was hoping that's just food. Can't see it there, but maybe some food got into the. I took the filter out and I ran it without the filter because I thought it might be blocked up, but that was a bad thing to do. So let's see. Oh yeah, I was just worried in case there was any insects in it. Oh yeah, look, that's all filthy again. So this needs to be washed out. I washed that off, which is weird. So that needs to put that in washing. You can take that to bits and safely, and then wash it off. See there. Should deal with a knife, but there's quite a lot. There must be like it's half a litre of water there. That should have pumped out, I think. That's like sort of dirty water. Yeah, it's not very good, is it? And then there's a hole in there where the waste goes. That's the sole refill there. Now, the only other thing I don't know, not sure what that is. Is that like, so as far as I know, I'm not sure what that is. As far as I know, there's two sort of stages, to the dishwasher working. That is 1, wash, 2, rinse. Maybe there must be a dryer stage as well. I don't know if this dishwasher blows hot air, or I'm not sure how that works. So stage 1, the water, like we said, the water comes in, the cold water comes in through the salt, that's softened into the sump, and then this thing will just be like a centimetre deep. In the sump will be a centimetre deep at the bottom. There's seals all along here, so it can't get out. So you got about a centimetre, maybe, and then that's all full of water. Yeah, this is sealed around the corner. That's all dirt. That needs cleaning as well. So then that fills up. So then the heater element warms it up to say you can have programs at 50, 70, 65. Rapid is low heat, 35. So that might be, you'd only use your rapid for lightly used cutlery or stuff. You wouldn't use like greasy. When you've got in greasy or really dirty stuff, you want to make the temperature of the water the hottest possible. Then, so that will heat up the water, release the soap into it. Then the pump pumps it round into the sprinkler. I'll call it the sprinklers, the top and the bottom sprinkler, the bottom and the top sprinkler. Then, so then that gets rid of all the dirt. Then all the dirty water will collect at the bottom. That's then pumped out through there. So it must have some valves, because probably the same pump that pumps it into the sprinklers pumps the water out at the end through the waste exit port, hose, whatever you call it. And then, so that water's all gone, and then you've got the rinse, so the thing fills up with water again, and then I think it heats it. This time, there's no soap, but that must add, somehow the rinse head gets into the second stage, then it goes through the sprinklers again, top and bottom, and so you've got rinse plate. So I don't know whether that, that port there, the grey one with the 6 holes in it, whether that's just for the steam, because sometimes you open the dishwasher and there's massive steam comes out, so I don't know about like the pressure or anything. I'm not sure. I'll look up about the drying part, and then like just in general the around the top there's insulation, around the sides there's insulation. Then you've got these seals, obviously. This machine is old, so these, oh yeah, look, can you see that? Our seals are wearing out. That's all dirty. That one's, they've gone like stiff, like perish. They're all dirty as well, it's not bad. It's because it's an old machine. You can see that. This is the like activation switch, so it knows the door's shut. This is the this is the programming buttons or nudge or panel, whatever you call it. So it's quite old because we've lost the label. There's 5 programs: Eco, Intensive, Daily Wash, Normal, Rapid, 50, 70, 65, 60, 35. Lamona. Oh, the serial number, if anyone knows. It was on the bottom. It was on like the plate at the bottom. What I've done at the moment is we took the legs off, so that's why there's a gap here. Normally there's not supposed to be a gap, but just another little point. But unfortunately we had cockroaches living in there, so they got into the insulation, so it's dark, warm, I guess, because of the heat from the water inside, and they just made live in there, and it's dark, yeah, isn't it? So anyways, on our basket, the bottom basket started to go rusty where the coatings come off. Don't know, it's got like that white coating on it to protect the metal. This must be just mild steel wire, and it's bent, and then I don't know, it must be, is it glued together? Probably glued. It's on the roller. That water's a bit dodgy at the bottom, isn't it? I wonder if I could put bleach in there, and then you have to unblock the sprinklers, and then, oh yeah, look, typically the hinges and down the sides are all going to get dirty. Those seals are dirty. The seals are all dirty, that's bad. We've got cleaners and they never said enter, yeah. So if I was you, I would always be checking all these and the hinges. That looks like rusty, dirty. That's not good either. So be mindful of that. Oh yeah, we got an integrated one, so it's got the Howden's panel on the front. This is just secured onto the front of the door with 4 screws. That is easy. Don't be scared of that, there's nothing. And then I think the other screws hold this stainless, they hold the front, oh yeah, so dirty. The front of the door onto the stainless steel panel. They're held together with those screws around there. And then, oh yeah, on our one, just got a standard 3-pin plug with a fuse. Is it a 13? I don't know what amperage the fuse is. And then there was a socket behind there. So in the next video, I'll pull that out and I'll show you some. I'm just trying to show how it works. And then I would always say, like, be careful with electricity, anything electrical, and also double careful with electrical/water, because water obviously conducts electricity. So what happens is, on this one, I think there might have been a small leak or something leaked out the bottom, or it might have been that something I was running on extensionally, but it was cutting out the RCD. So anything like that, just switch it off. If your machine is tripping your electrical fuse box, don't keep turning it on. Don't keep turning your RCD back on. Unplug the machine, turn it off, unplug the machine, and then call for a professional, and then carefully put the RCD back, because if you've got an RCD and you keep turning it on and on, eventually it will wear it out. Then that means that the main RCD on your fuse box will be knackered, and then you'll have to call an electrician. Because I found that out before when we had a bad washing machine, and it kept on blowing the RCD, and then we turned it on so many times it knackered the RCD, and we had to call an electrician. So then got no electric, so it's this really bad. So anyway, I hope you found. Oh, the other thing, yeah, I said we took the legs off it. There's usually a plinth along here on the kitchen, and on this, just doing my foot, but I took the door off because we've got a problem with the waste disposal. That's what that is. But this kitchen is, I think it was 2017. So now it's coming up to 10 years old. So this machine is 10 years old. Just telling you about appliances. That's the second appliance we have, and the waste disposal is broken down. But same thing with the cooker's getting old now as well. So anyway, I hope you found this useful about dishwashers. Please like the video, help me, and then subscribe to the channel so I can tell you more things. Oh, the other thing is, if you want to learn about dishwashers, the Haynes dishwasher manual is quite good. Although it's it's an old publication, but basically, you know, the base systems are the same as what's in the manual, I guess. So hopefully you find that useful. I'll put a link to actually maybe the Haynes manual for dishwashers. It tells you the basic and safety. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.